Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. This is Raven here. Today I'm going to talk about this modeling scam that I got involved in, and this is really to encourage you guys who are in the entertainment business or trying to get your start to really be careful and do your research, because there's a lot of scam artists out here that's just out for your money, like dead serious. You better research every single person. They give you their business card, Google their names. Even with like some casting calls that I look for online, like I do my research. I Google their name. If they don't have an IMDb page or a main website or whatever, or have like these big time clients or whatever, I do not get involved in them with them at all, because more than likely they're a scam. It all started in February of 2013. There was this casting call, and I found out about this casting call on this website that people in the Detroit area, if you looking for some casting calls or build up your resume or just starting whatever, you could go to that website and you find out where auditions are. And it was a legit website. Pretty much I got all my experience from that website, and now it's down. So I saw this casting call, and it was for an appliance store commercial. So I went to the audition, and the lady seemed like she was interested in me. Like, she was taking notes, she was asking me questions, and like, I really thought that I had a chance. Like, even if I didn't get a speaking role, I thought, okay, I'm at least get a non-speaking role or be an extra or whatever, and hey, I'll be in my first commercial, right? What ended up happening was, the same day that I auditioned for the commercial, my cell phone got turned off, and it was off for about a week. So she ended up calling me and telling me that she wasn't sure if I got cast for the commercial or not, because that was up to Stephen Brown. And by the way, Stephen Brown is not a real person. She made that up. So I was like, okay. But she was telling me that there's another audition coming up, and she would love for me to come out and audition for it. So I met with her, and she gave me this like paper to fill out, and I filled it out, and she was talking about like she get 10% of whatever I get from the commercials or whatever. She had me do the audition, and then she started going in on my headshot, and she was telling me like, this is wrong with your hair, this, that, and other, your photo was blurry, it's this, that, and like finding flaws to complain about. And so I'm like, okay. And so she told me that they do headshots there for $150. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I needed new headshots anyway. It was about that time. And so she told me the next time I come in, bring in $100, bring in some red lipstick, and bring in different type of outfits that we can take a look at. And we was also talking about my sister, because my sister was also an aspiring model. So she told me to bring my sister in. The next time I came in, so I brought my sister. I paid the lady $100. She talked to my sister, had my sister fill out the same form, and she chose the outfit she wanted me to wear for the photos, and she wanted me to like style my hair and see what it looked like different ways, and put on my makeup and see what it looked like. And then she had some orange lipstick, and she wanted me to try it on, and I'm looking like, what? Do you not see that I'm dark skinned? Like, orange lipstick is a no for me. So when I put it on, I was like, woo, girl, take that off. So I blended it in a lot, and it looked way better when I blended it in. And I went to go show her, and she was like, it doesn't even look like you have on any lipstick. And I was like, I have it on, I blended it in because it didn't look right. And she was like, it don't even look like it. Go put some more on. So I went and I put some more on, and she was like, yes, 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 that looks way better. And I'm like, crazy person. Okay. So then we were done for that day, and then she started talking trash about the person who was just there before us. And my sister and I did not like that at all, because by the time we left, we decided we don't even want to deal with that lady anymore. I was just gonna go and get my headshots and be done with her, because you don't talk trash about none of your clients until another client. Like, that is unprofessional. So we decided no. So the next time I went in, I met with her. I gave her, well, I looked at the paper she gave me, and she told me that my remaining balance was $59. So I'm like, wait a minute, I thought it was $150, not $159. So I was like, okay, maybe I heard her wrong or something, you know, whatever. So she called and she reminded me to bring in $60. And I'm like, wait a minute, wait. So first it was 150, then 159, now 160. Like, no, even though it's a dollar difference, but something didn't seem right. So when I went to meet with her, I gave her $60. It was only $59. And then she started telling me this bunch of crap that was like, you're such a pretty girl, you're gonna get a lot of work. The auto show is coming up and there's no doubt that you're not gonna get any work. You're going to get so much work because you're such a pretty girl and you're just gonna need more headshots. And it costs like $400 and you already paid $159 and we could work out payment arrangements. And I just looked at her like, So I ended up leaving. Wait, before I left, she asked me about my sister, and I told her that my sister said she's gonna wait because my sister was getting ready, because it's her senior year, and she's like not even 2 months away from graduating. So prom was getting ready to come up in a few weeks, and she needs to get her dress, and she was taking senior pictures. So she asked me, she was like, so your parents not gonna help her? And I was like, my parents paying for her senior pictures and her prom dress. And she was like, okay, well, what about you? You're her sister. And I was like, I get paid $7.40 an hour at TJ Maxx. I don't have that kind of money, not right now. And she's like, oh, damn. Okay. I left, and I didn't hear from her for about a month. And I decided to call her, and she told me that she was waiting on this lady to pay her balance for the headshots because the lady she doesn't have a job. And she was like, so if we don't hear by her or she doesn't pay at the end of the month, then we could go ahead and we could schedule a day for you to do the shoot without her. And I'm like, okay. So the next day she ended up calling me. And she's like, hey, hon, have you ever thought about doing the auto show? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, you're such a pretty girl. You're going to get a lot of work. You're just going to need some more headshots. And I was like, and she's like, oh, it's $400. And I was like, that's okay, because I'm trying to save all my money so I can move to California. And she was like, wait a minute, I'm confused. Why are you moving to California? And I was like, because I'm not getting a lot of opportunities out here, and there's more to offer out there in California. And she's like, let me tell you this, and you already have your mind made up or whatever, and probably not going to listen or care, but this is what's going to happen. You're going to go to California and you're going to fail because California focuses strictly on the stars, and if you're not a star, they're not going to pay no attention to you. So you need to stay here in Michigan. We have 15 branches that will focus on you, but going to California is a no because you're not going to make it in the business at all. And she was like, I had this client of mine, he wanted to move to California, and we sent out 50 headshots and resumes to casting directors out there, and we only heard back from 2. So what does that tell you? You know, you're not going to move to California and be famous overnight. You're not going to land a big job overnight. That stuff takes time. But, you know, I'm willing to work and just wait for, you know, something to happen. And it's just so much out there. There's all types of auditions and everything in California opposed to here in Michigan. So, and she was like, look, and let me tell you too, the cost of living is expensive. My son lives in a small studio apartment and he's paying $1,400 a month. And so what does that tell you? It's expensive out there. And I'm like, you know, it's not that big of a deal to me. You know, that's why I want to save my money. I need every bit of money. So I got the phone from her, and a few weeks go by, and she calls me back, and she's like, okay, we have a day for you to take the photos. It'll be June 9th. So June 9th came, and I went in and took the photos. And there was another lady there. She had her daughter. And I feel so bad for the lady because this lady spent like hundreds of dollars for some headshots that was going to come out looking like crap. And I asked her, I said, did you hear that this lady was a scam? And she said, no, she didn't hear that at all. So I was like, yeah, I've seen a lot of reviews talking about how she scammed a bunch of people out of thousands of dollars on some headshots that doesn't even come out right. Like, it looks like a piece of trash. And I was like, and people were saying that she promises you all these auditions that never happen. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm just gonna, since I already paid $159 for these headshots, I'm gonna just get them and move on. And she was like, yeah, that's what I would do. And so the lady comes and she's like, we're ready for you. And I'm like, my hair isn't finished, only like the bottom parts, like it was like the front part right here was curled, and that was it. The rest of my hair wasn't even curled. And she's like, it's okay because nobody's going to see it. So I went, took the photos, and she told me it'll be about a week. So a week goes by, she calls me, tells me that the photos are done. So I'm like, okay. She's like, you just need to bring in $125. And I'm like, $125? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, why? She was like, for the disc that contains all your photos. And I'm like, what did I pay you for? And she was like, you paid me to take the shoot, the photos. You didn't pay for the actual disc. And I was like, well, you should have said that. And I was like, I've never heard of that. I've never. She was like, I never. She was like, I was like, I took headshots. I was like, I took headshots before, and I never had, you know, to do that. I paid them this amount of money, and then I was done. You know, they gave me like my photos and copies and everything. And she was like, I hope you're not talking about those people who did your headshots before, because that was just awful. And I was like, no, I'm talking about other people. And she was like, oh, okay, because I was just about to say. And she said that, you know, everybody do their headshots and have different prices. Everybody have different price ranges and do their company differently. And so she said hers is not going to be the same as, like, yeah, it's places. And I was like, but I'm saying you could have said up front, like, you're paying $159 to get your photo taken, and then you're paying an additional $125 for the disc. And she's like, well, I mean, I do my company differently. It's $125 if you want the if you want to come in and get the photos. And I was like, okay, well, I'll see what I do. And I got off the phone with her. I said, forget it. I was not about to pay her another $125 just for a disc with some photos. And on top of that, I read online, it's not even that many photos. And I asked her, I said, how many photos is it? I was like, am I even getting that many? And she's like, yeah, you're getting a lot of photos. But I knew she was lying. I'm probably only getting like few photos, and I knew that the photos were gonna be crap because I looked like crap if my hair wasn't done completely. So, you know, I didn't even want the photos. I said, forget it. She could keep that $159 that I paid her, but she's not about to get $125 out of me. So unprofessional. She moved around to different locations to try to sell her modeling company, and she actually, like, in her office has a bunch of photos of like kids and adults and stuff all over her wall, and it makes it look like she represents all these people, but she don't. She may have got their headshots because they came in before. It may be a bunch of people that she scammed, but there's never no work. And I figured that, and you know, that website is down now because of people some kind of way posting fake casting calls. But you know, guys, I really want you guys to be very careful when you're looking for casting calls, because there are people out there that are willing to take your money. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.